They say the road is long, but no one tells you how lonely it can be. Not when you're young and chasing, not when you're busy building, but somewhere in the middle, when the silence gets louder and the drive gets quieter, you realize this isn't just about where you're going, it's about who you're becoming on the way, through the silence, the self-doubt, and the quiet moments when no one else is watching. It's about the man forged not by applause, but by persistence, by presence, by pain carried privately and purpose chosen daily. And for many men, that road feels endless, empty, heavy. It's the kind of weight that doesn't scream. It just settles in your chest. A silence that wraps around your ribs and makes every mile feel like a question mark. You're moving, but sometimes it feels like you're not getting anywhere, just carrying it all, hoping the road leads somewhere that finally feels like rest. But maybe that's where the real forging begins. No one teaches you how to navigate this stretch, because no two men walk the same path. There's no manual for carrying this kind of silence, no blueprint for staying steady when the road feels endless. So you learn as you go, scar by scar, mile by mile. There's a silence that only hits when you're driving alone. No one prepares you for it. No one tells you how loud the quiet can be when there's no one riding shotgun, no map to follow, and no destination that feels like home. Because this part of the journey, it's different for every man. There's no guidebook, just gut instinct and grit. You learn the terrain by surviving it. I remember one night, just me, the road, and a sky so wide it made me feel microscopic. I was driving through the back roads of nowhere, no streetlights, no music, just the steady hum of tires on tarmac and the thoughts I usually drowned out. I passed an old gas station, lights flickering, like it hadn't seen life in years, and something about that forgotten place, mirrored how I felt. Still running, still standing, but worn out, almost invisible. And somewhere between the hum of the tires and the weight in your chest, you realize this silence isn't just loneliness, it's a mirror, showing you not where you are, but who you really are when no one's around. No music, no podcasts, just the hum of the engine and your thoughts. You think about the bills, the distance, the things you can't say out loud. You grip the wheel like it's the only thing holding you together. No one's in the passenger seat, no one's checking the map, just you and that quiet weight pressing on your chest. Like time is slipping by and you're caught between where you've been and where you thought you'd be. No one tells you how to navigate this part. No one hands you a manual for mid-journey loneliness. Because everyone walks a different road, different struggles, different ghosts. You're left to figure it out, mile by mile, with nothing but your breath and your doubts to keep you company. You've got responsibilities in the rear view, dreams on the dashboard, and somewhere deep inside, a question you don't say out loud. Is this all there is? It's not a breakdown. It's the beginning of awareness, because no one really teaches you this part. No manual, no heads up, just the weight of it hitting you in the silence. A man doesn't find himself in the noise. He finds himself in the stillness, in the quiet ache of becoming, where the only voice left to listen to is his own. You show up every day with your jaw clenched and your schedule full, not because you have extra to give, but because you've convinced yourself you're not allowed to slow down. I remember one morning, waking up before the sun, sitting on the edge of my bed, phone already buzzing. I had meetings to lead, bills waiting, and a kid's school project I forgot about until 6 a.m. I sat there in the dark, knowing I was already behind. And still, I stood up, made coffee, and went to war with the day. Not because I was ready, but because I had to. No one told you how to carry all this. No one warned you that the weight would become so familiar, you'd stop noticing how heavy it actually is. You show up because you don't know any other way, because life never gave you a pause button, just more miles, more pressure, more silence. And in that silence, you taught yourself how to survive, not with ease, but with endurance, not with answers, but with action. You became your own roadmap, even when the road felt endless. And in that silence, you learned to survive by showing up, even when everything inside you begged for a break. You provide, you protect, you fix, you figure it out. You navigate through pain with a straight face. You swallow your worries and bury your needs, because somewhere along the road, you learned that being a man meant being the answer, not the one with questions. And that silence can crush you. But brother, even iron bends under pressure, and acknowledging the weight isn't weakness. It's the beginning of real strength, because no one ever handed you a guidebook for this. No one prepared you for the burden that builds in silence. You were expected to carry it, and carry it well. But now you get to rewrite that, not by dropping the load, but by learning how to carry it with wisdom, not just willpower. Every man has his own version of this weight, and the moment you name it, you begin to rise above it. Not weaker, wiser, stronger. You drive through pain, through doubt, through moments where it feels like no one sees what it takes to hold it all together. And still, you don't quit, because quitting would mean letting someone else carry the load, and you've never let that happen. But brother, even the strongest engine needs maintenance. Even the longest road needs rest stops. No one throws a parade for patience. No one claps for quiet endurance. You don't get likes or followers for staying, for being faithful, for choosing your family over your ego. But that's where the real fight is. In choosing presence over escape, when silence feels safer than speaking. In choosing to lead when you'd rather disappear, because no one taught you how to lead with an aching heart. Because no one told you that even when your tank is empty, your presence still fills the room with strength. You drive alone, not because no one loves you, but because you carry the kind of weight most people don't even notice. I remember one night in particular, a cold stretch of highway after a long day of work and worry. I had just hung up on a tense call with my dad, and the silence in the car was deafening. I passed an old rest stop, abandoned, graffitied, half-lit, and something about it hit me, like I was looking at myself, worn, useful once, still standing, but not really seen. And yet, I kept driving, not because I had the answers, but because stopping felt worse. But every mile matters, every silent win counts, even when no one's watching, even when no one will ever know. Those small, quiet victories, choosing to stay, choosing to try again, choosing to keep going, they build a man more than any spotlight ever could. They're the bricks of a life that lasts, and maybe no one taught you that. Maybe no one even told you to celebrate them, but they matter, and they are yours. And you, my friend, are doing more than you think, and maybe no one taught you that. Maybe no one even told you to celebrate them, but they matter, and they are yours. And you, my friend, are doing more than you think. There are nights you drive just to clear your head, roads you take because going home doesn't feel like rest. It feels like another job. You love them, fiercely, but you're tired in a way that goes deeper than sleep. It's the paradox of being grateful for what you have and gutted by how much it takes to hold it all together. And no one teaches you how to live in that contradiction. Everyone walks a different path into this season, so there's no map, just the weight of wanting to give them your best while barely holding yourself together. I remember a night after a brutal week, deadlines missed, a fight at home, and my kid's voice echoing in my head asking if I'd be at his school play. I said yes, but I knew I wouldn't make it. That guilt followed me into the car. I didn't turn on the radio. I didn't even plug in directions. I just drove, out past the last streetlight, into the kind of darkness where even the GPS loses you. You don't want to run, but you also don't want to drown. So you drive, not to escape, but to breathe. Because no one taught you what to do with this weight. No one explained how heavy it would feel just to be present, to keep going, to hold it all in without breaking. You're not running from something. You're searching for space. A quiet moment where your heart can beat without judgment. A few miles of clarity in a world that demands everything from you, but rarely gives you permission to pause. This drive, it's where you finally exhale. It's where the knots in your chest begin to loosen. Because out here, with no one watching, you get to be honest. You get to feel. You get to remember that even if no one gave you the answers, you're still finding your way, and that matters. And in those headlights, in that darkness, something starts to shift. You realize you're not lost. You're just between versions of yourself. This stretch of the journey isn't punishment. It's preparation. You get to feel. You get to remember that even if no one gave you the answers, you're still finding your way. And that matters. And in those headlights, in that darkness, something starts to shift. You realize you're not lost. You're just between versions of yourself. This stretch of the journey isn't punishment. It's preparation. Eventually, something clicks. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start saying, "Why not me?" You start to see the strength in your survival, not the loud kind, but the quiet resilience that never stopped pushing. The beauty in your stillness, not because nothing moves, but because in the silence, you face storms no one else saw. The value in being a man who keeps showing up, not for praise, but because it's who you are. No one teaches you how to be this kind of consistent. No one claps for it. No one even mentions it. Because it's not flashy. It's not easy to post about. But there was a night, maybe like the one you've lived, where you almost pulled over. Not because the road was dangerous, but because the weight of it all finally pressed too hard. You gripped the wheel tighter, took a breath, kept driving. And in that moment, you became something new, something forged. Every day you rise, carry the weight, and choose not to fold. You become the man you once needed. And that, brother, is everything. And that's everything. You don't need noise. You don't need applause. You just need to know this road is shaping you. It's not empty. It's sacred. So keep driving. Not to escape, but to find something real. Keep breathing, even when it feels like the weight might crush you. And keep becoming. Because every mile, every quiet tear, every unseen effort is shaping something stronger inside you. You may not see the change in the mirror yet, but it's there. And one day, you'll look back and realize the road didn't break you. It revealed you. Because the longest road, it's the one that leads you back to yourself. And you, brother, you're closer than you think. Hit like if this rode shotgun with your soul. Subscribe for more fire, more truth, and more reasons to keep moving. Next episode drops soon. Until then, stay grounded, stay sharp, and remember, you're not broken. You're being forged.